What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and Cyberpunk 2077 is getting absolutely destroyed right now on Metacritic. Most people are upset with the performance and the state of this game, whether they're playing on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, where a lot of people, it's nearly unplayable for them, or they're playing on PC or next-gen consoles, which are still filled with bugs and glitches to the point where Cyberglitch was trending this morning, with so many people sharing their either funny or horrific glitches that they are experiencing. But people are upset at CD Projekt Red because they feel like they were tricked. They feel like they were misled by what CD Projekt Red was giving them, ranging from how this game had to be reviewed to what they allowed, the footage that they allowed in these reviews, all the way up to statements from the CEO himself about how this game would run on console. And it has resulted in a massive review bomb. Now, this is on PC, where by and large, I'm playing this game on PC. That is the way to play this game, and honestly, it may be the only way you can ever truly play this game. I do think on next-gen consoles, it will eventually get to a state where it's really good, but PC, it looks incredible when it runs, and there are some bugs and glitches, but not nearly as many as we're seeing on the console level. When you get to the console level, take a look. PlayStation 4, it has gone up a little bit, but you still have 4,200 reviews. It's at 2.6 on PlayStation 4. Absolutely horrendous for CD Projekt Red. And then you go to Xbox One, and it's at 3.2. 3.2. Now, everyone says, oh, Metacritic, you can't necessarily believe those scores. Well, even over on Steam, when you look at the Steam on PC, it was hovering around 7.5, so that's not that big of a difference from the Metacritic score. I'm sure there are people that didn't play the game at all. We always see it every time. People that don't play the game going to Metacritic to leave a review. That does happen, both positively and negatively, but it's fairly close to the Steam score, which you have to play the game. You have to have purchased and played that game to leave a review on Steam. Why are people so upset about this? Well, there's a pretty good reason for it. They thought that they were getting a different game. CD Projekt Red knew that this was fucked up on consoles. There's no way they didn't. And they knew even the PC versions were full of bugs and glitches. But what do we have here? Cyberpunk 2077 reviewers weren't allowed to use their own gameplay footage. Now, I heard a lot of people who didn't even review this game before, like SkillUp, for instance. SkillUp did not feel like he could release his video without showing some of his gameplay because of all the bugs and glitches. You were only allowed to use captured gameplay from promotional images and trailers and things like that to review the game. That is absolutely ridiculous, and we know the reason. CD Projekt Red knew that Cyberpunk was full of these bugs and glitches. It would impact people and them wanting to buy it or not, knowing how much work was left to do to fix this game. In addition to that, no one was provided review codes for consoles. Not a single fucking person. All of them were done on PC. A lot of people did assume that maybe some people somewhere had been given console versions, but no. The only ones were given out for PC because they knew how bad it would run on consoles and the blowback that they would get for it. And you know what's really sad about that entire thing? Is that 2 weeks before that, CD Projekt Red put out this information. Cyberpunk 2077 runs surprisingly well on current-gen consoles, according to CD Projekt's CEO, when he was telling that to his investors. And we'll talk about the investors and why they probably feel pretty shitty right now, too. CD Projekt joint CEO Adam Kaczynski has praised Cyberpunk 2077's performance on PS4 and Xbox One. I would say, look at it, surprisingly good, I would say, for such a huge world. He did go on to say that performance on the base consoles is lower than the pro counterparts. It's still surprisingly good. You tell me, you've watched some of my videos, you've seen all these glitches out there. Would you call that surprisingly good? People who have the game crashing every 30 minutes, people who it takes 20 seconds in order for some of these textures to load, people that there's barely anyone in Night City because they can't even get the NPCs to load up. You would call that surprisingly good? Things that look like PS3 games, surprisingly good? That is what CD Projekt Red was putting out. This is why people are so upset. I've said it before and I'll say it again. CD Projekt Red did things in the lead up to Cyberpunk 2077 that as a gaming community, I want to cringe at that word for the gaming community, but as a gaming community, that would not have been acceptable. It would have been blasted if it had been someone like EA, if it had been someone, maybe a developer like BioWare, if it had been someone like Bethesda, and we had these things happen in the lead up. Ubisoft, same thing. They would have been absolutely demolished, but people didn't because it was CD Projekt Red. And if you dare speak out about it, if you dare be critical, you got bombarded with people saying, oh, you don't understand. CD Projekt Red would never do anything like that. They can be trusted. Well, I still have more faith in CD Projekt Red than I do in most companies. But that being said, we have seen very clearly they're using some of the same tactics, including the copyright striking, that we have seen from others. They did not want this to get out there. They were ashamed, and they knew it would affect sales, so they covered it up. That's what they did. They stole money from you by telling you that this game would work on PlayStation 4. Keep in mind, this was originally supposed to release April of 2020. No PlayStation 5 would have been available. No Xbox Series X would have been available. Only on PC and PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That's how it was released. And in fact, there's not even any technical, upgrade available for PS5 or Xbox Series X. It's just optimized because that's a little bit better hardware. This is shameful. And you can see some of the things I'm thinking of. This is just somebody who asked for a bunch of different glitches. Look at this one. Someone's just walking around. Whoa! Get thrown back about 100 yards randomly for no apparent reason. This one, he has 2 phone calls simultaneously. That's not so much of a big deal, to be honest with you. This one, here, this one's funny as well. Talking about getting launched back, this same thing, this similar thing seems to happen quite a bit. He's sitting there trying to break through this window and jump through this window. Doesn't work. Hold on, maybe this'll work. Whoop! Boom. Way back yet again. I think this one's funny. He's going to pull it out and hit this person. Watch this person. They're going to go flying. Boom. Hit him with a dildo right there. Then you have this. This happened to me, in fact. The car spawned inside of another car right there, and then it blew up. Same thing happened to me in my gameplay, and I'm playing on PC. I'm not playing on a console. None of that stuff. Look at Razorfist as his character is somehow just, I don't know if that's his character or not, sitting in a dumpster, half in, half out, phasing through things. We're seeing this all the time. What is this? This is from Cade Onder right here. Something is going on. I'm not sure what this glitch is going to be. What? That person just fell randomly from the sky. Maybe that wasn't a glitch. Maybe that was someone committing, seppuku. I don't know. I'm not sure. This is pretty funny, actually. This person just trying to walk over a body and just trips and falls really slowly. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Another time, a car spawns inside of another car, and what eventually happens is the car usually explodes and everybody dies. What else do we have? This one, the game is just crashing over and over again for this person. Xbox One X, I can't load up a save file without crashing after 5 minutes or so, literally every time without fail. This is the game freezing and crashing. Young Ripa has been playing this on Twitch. He's had so many crashes, it's almost uncountable, to be honest with you. Look at this. Look at this, driving the motorcycle. What do we have here? Uh-oh. Boom! Then all of a sudden, randomly, they fly. I don't know how high that is in the air. 100 feet, 200 feet in the air? I don't know what that is. Right? And that's another one. That's the dildo. Boom. And it hits her freaking a mile. I don't know. This is... You can literally scroll through these for... Oh my gosh. Jackie just walked through everything right there. I don't... God, it just goes on and on. Even on PC, mind you. And that's why these ratings are the way that they are. And I really think, listen, we talked about, some people said, I thought that the games journalists were too low on it. I think the games journalists rated this thing too high. Now, I am having fun immersing myself in Night City. I'll be perfectly honest with you. There are bugs, there are glitches. I'm still having a lot of fun with the game. But when you see things like this, a 100, a perfect score, it's buggy and flawed on many technical but fixable levels, but it's unique and beautiful experience on almost all of the levels. All in all, a masterpiece. It's buggy and flawed on many technical levels. 100. Right? We would be criticizing them if they gave them this high a score if it was something like a Fallout game that was bugged to death. Right? Wouldn't we? We would be doing that. But, you know, people believed that CD Projekt Red was going to deliver. People believed what they said. And it's just unfortunate that that they didn't deliver in a lot of ways. There's tons of perfect scores, many of them saying there are bugs and glitches and flaws, yet still it got perfect scores. Now, that being said, there are tons of people that are having an incredible experience even with these problems. But it is a shame that the people who bought this on console, after they were sold it for $60, PlayStation 4 on the box, it is essentially inoperable in a lot of ways. We just went through the glitches. My last video, we went through how unplayable some of these things were. The way the world looked, the graphics, it was just astounding how disappointing some of that was. And it has seen an impact. CD Projekt Red stock drops 29% around Cyberpunk 2077 launch. The investors that the CEO lied to probably aren't very happy right now. And you really should think about this. I talked about it before. A couple months before this game came out, I said they need to delay this game. I said they should delay it months and months, no matter what the impact would be. They need to delay it, especially if they were going to do the crunch they said they wouldn't. This was a developer on Reddit who said day one patch is most likely going to be massive, blah, blah, blah. It's unlikely the game will be done and polished, even including the day one patch. The game would easily need 4 to 5 more months of work, counting crunch. But they rushed it out. They rushed this game out. CD Projekt Red knew it, and they misled their customers. There's no other way around it. That is the truth. Whether you want to believe it or not, that is what happened. You can say, oh, well, you shouldn't play it on old hardware. Well, then they shouldn't sell it on old hardware for $60. This game was always intended to be released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That is the truth. That is the bottom line. And you may have not had an issue. There's tons of people. I'm sure the comments will be full of people saying, well, I didn't experience any of these. You may not have, but a shit ton of people have. A lot of people have had problems with this, even when they change their settings, even when they optimize their setting. Even on next-gen stuff, this game is crashing time after time. Even on PC, some people are having bugs and glitches and crashes. This, to me, is an embarrassment for CD Projekt Red and for someone who held themselves to such a high standard, people who would routinely shit on other gaming companies. I think that they really need to take a step back and evaluate what they're doing right now, because I think they have lost a lot of goodwill from people. I do believe that they are committed to getting Cyberpunk 2077 to the place where they think it should have been at release, but it's a shame that they misled so many people intentionally to get here. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.